In a world ruled by kings and forged by the fires of war, one woman rose above them all, not through force of arms, but through sheer brilliance, political power, and an absolutely unshakable will. This is the incredible, untold story of Eleanor of Aquitaine, arguably the most influential queen of the entire Middle Ages. Get ready, because her life was more dramatic than any TV show. Eleanor wasn't just born into nobility, she was born into immense wealth and power. Imagine this. As a teenager, she inherited the vast and rich Duchy of Aquitaine, an area larger and wealthier than the lands controlled by the King of France himself. Overnight, she became the single most sought-after bachelorette in all of Europe. But Eleanor was never going to be just a prize to be won. She was highly educated, fluent in multiple languages, politically sharp, and fiercely determined to shape her own destiny in a world designed to control her. Her first major role on the world stage was as Queen of France, married to King Louis VII. But Eleanor wasn't a queen who stayed behind in the palace. When Louis decided to go on the Second Crusade, she insisted on going with him. She didn't just tag along, she led her own vassals from Aquitaine, riding at the head of her own troops. This was unheard of. On the crusade, she navigated treacherous landscapes, deadly ambushes, and the even more dangerous world of court politics in the Byzantine Empire and the Crusader states. It was here that the first cracks in her marriage to the pious and conservative Louis began to show. She was bold and outspoken, he was reserved and disapproving. Their personalities clashed, and rumors and controversy followed her every move. Ultimately, their marriage collapsed. In an age where a queen's power was tied entirely to her husband, this could have been the end of her story. But for Eleanor, it was just the beginning. She had their marriage annulled, a shocking and scandalous move for the time. And then, she did something even more audacious. Just weeks later, she married the young, ambitious, and fiery Henry Plantagenet, Duke of Normandy. This wasn't just a love match. It was a political master. When Henry became King Henry II of England a few years later, their combined territories created the sprawling Angevin Empire, stretching from the borders of Scotland all the way down to the Pyrenees Mountains in Spain. Together, they ruled a massive chunk of Western Europe. As Queen of England, Eleanor was at the very center of power. She wasn't a silent partner. She was Henry's key advisor, a skilled diplomat, and the manager of their vast and often rebellious lands. She was also the mother to a dynasty. She gave birth to 8 children, including 2 future kings of England, Richard the Lionheart and King John. She actively groomed her sons for power, instilling in them her own ambition and political cunning. Her court was a famous center of culture, poetry, and the ideals of chivalry, attracting artists and thinkers from across the continent. She was a true patron of the arts, shaping the cultural landscape of her time. But her relationship with Henry was as stormy as it was powerful. Their political ambitions eventually clashed. Believing Henry was sidelining her and favoring their younger sons, Eleanor did the unthinkable. She supported her own sons in a rebellion against their father. The revolt failed, and Henry's retribution was swift and severe. He imprisoned his own wife. For nearly 16 long years, Eleanor was held under house arrest, moved from castle to castle, silenced and removed from the world she had helped to build. It seemed her incredible story had finally reached a tragic end. But you can't keep a woman like Eleanor of Aquitaine down. When King Henry II died, her favorite son, Richard the Lionheart, became king, and his first act was to free his mother. Now in her late 60s, an age when most were long retired or gone, Eleanor returned to power with a vengeance. While Richard was off on the Third Crusade, she ruled the vast Angevin Empire as his regent. She was the stabilizing force, putting down rebellions, raising the massive ransom needed to free Richard when he was captured, and securing the throne against the schemes of her own younger son, John. Even into her final years, she was a tireless diplomat and strategist, crisscrossing Europe to arrange political marriages and secure the future of her dynasty. She outlived all but 2 of her children, a testament to her incredible resilience. Eleanor of Aquitaine wasn't just a footnote in the lives of the kings she married or birthed. She was a central character in the story of the 12th century. She shaped the destinies of 2 of Europe's greatest nations, England and France. A queen of 2 kingdoms, a crusader, a political prisoner, a regent, and a patron of culture. Her legacy is a powerful reminder of what one determined individual can achieve against all odds. Her story is as timeless and powerful as she was. Thanks for watching. If you found the story of Eleanor of Aquitaine as fascinating as we do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next dive into history's most remarkable figures. See you next time.